Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is and business owners. This is Daryl Guberman, CEO of Guberman PMC LLC, a quality consulting firm here in Connecticut. This video today is about, is corporate espionage a possibility for the latest Boeing issues? And I'm not going to get into this litany here, how Boeing's involved with the FAA. FAA granted them regulatory authority back in 2009. That meant that they didn't have to tell about the MCAS system, nor the aircraft design, as Sam Sallypour mentioned at the meeting that I was at, that I got up with two documents that expressly basically give credence to what Sam Sallypour was saying about the 777, 778. I've been involved with quality for over 40 plus years, background being aerospace, medical implants, medical materials, printing, and plastic distribution. But we took a look at this and we looked at this formulation and we took a look at Airbus. Airbus always wants to be number one in the field of aviation and building commercial airliners. And for 15 years, I guess the Department of Justice and others were looking them over, and they discovered that they were bribing. And they got fined in 2020 for $3 billion, $3.9 billion, some say $4 billion, whatever. But they got fined for bribing. Now, my feeling, hypothetically, I'm not saying it's a fact, I'm just giving it out to you to think about, because that article will be the number one under the description about the DOJ fining Airbus, ITAR infractions, all the rest of that. They were dealing in a lot of countries, a lot of chairmen and CEOs of different companies who were involved with this, and it is mind-boggling. So they got fined $3.9 billion. Can we assume then, which makes an ass out of you and me, but nevertheless, can we hypothesize that possibly when that Alaska airline door popped, it was the Achilles heel that Airbus needed to go in and do their thing? Past history dictates that it could be possible, because if they start this function of Boeing really messing up week after week after week, as we've seen, I think what they did is possibly back off, because we've seen too much. The engine cowling rips off, the wheel falls off, they have a problem steering the aircraft, dropping 400 feet, etc. And this is week after week after week. So does a tiger ever change its stripes? I once again do not, and I emphatically do not say that Airbus has done this or did it, but past history, they were bribing. They got caught. $3.9 billion. Think about this as a posed thought process to you. Could it be Airbus? We don't know. I gave my CV to Boeing to see if we can get in there and clean their quality systems up. But I don't know if they want that. I think they want the same old shit. And do they have quality issues? Absolutely. But it can't it's metastasized over time by them giving up supplier inspection to a piece of paper that's accredited by the American National Standards Institute and the American National Crediting Board. And they said, basically, you send in your AS 9100 certification for aerospace, as long as it's ANSI ANAP accredited, because Boeing sits on the boards. The one that's really discussed is that they can grant, suspend, and withdraw certification, which in my 40 plus years, I've never seen that happen in any quality system, ever. No matter how much major rejections they get, they still produce the products, okay? And then you have on the supplier portal that Boeing calls out ANSI ANAP. You also have the factor for NADCAP in April of 2002 for special processes, prime, paint, shot peen, welding, heat treat, etc., non-destructive testing. It's handed over to a company, I think Professional Resource Institute or what have you, or International. And they take care of that, send in the certificate. Boeing goes like this, oh, these processes look good. And then in July of 2002, Boeing puts out a supplier bulletin that says, send in your AS 9100 certificate accredited by ANSI ANAP, because we sit on the board. Boeing does. Send that in, send in your parts. We don't have to come to your facility to inspect. That to me is absolutely abominable. But can we assume then, could it be Airbus? We don't know. My mother always said, if you have a feeling about something, it many times is true. And as David Foster Wallace would say, The truth will set you free, but not until it is finished with you. Now, I emphatically say, I am just posing this out there to you, ladies and gentlemen. I am not giving you a definitive whether it was Airbus that caused all these problems. But what you do is you look at past history. That article from the DOJ will be down below, and you make your decision up. Write your comments down below the video, because I am, again, just bringing this out to light because, they're not talking about, I got contacted by several news media outlets after this picture was shown in the on different websites and different news sites. And basically, when I showed them the background about the subcommittee that's being run by the Department of Homeland Security, they backed off, they retracted, because we're telling the truth about that. And now with the Airbus deal and bribery and all the rest, I cannot tell you that it is true or false, but paperwork indicates what it is. It's up to you to make that decision, and please put any of your ideas or comments down below this video about Airbus and Boeing, etc., and bribing and ITAR and all that. 203-556-1493 or Daryl, TQRS @yahoo.com. I thank you.